sorry to interrupt your scheduled television show, but there's some new breaking news. There was a scientific discovery today of a virus that affects the nervous system. The virus affects both the central and peripheral nervous systems. The central and peripheral nervous systems work together to perform different tasks. The central nervous system is made up of the brain and spinal cord. The central nervous system is the main control center that all sensory information is processed. This new virus affects the central nervous system by slowing it down. Since this area of the body is where information is processed and stored, the virus affects memory, intelligence, and emotions, which are the main functions of the nervous system. Not only does the virus affect the central nervous system, it also affects the peripheral nervous system as well. The peripheral nervous system is made up of the nerves that are running all throughout your body. The peripheral nervous system is responsible for sensory functions such as feeling, roughness, and smoothness. When affected with the virus, victims will not feel the right textures and pressures. The peripheral nervous system is also responsible for motor functions such as moving and feeling different things. If you notice any of these symptoms, please contact the health professionals immediately. Thank you. Now on to Jamie with the effects of the virus on the autonomic and somatic nervous systems.
Thank you. This virus also affects all parts of the brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system. If anyone is not sure what this means, the autonomic nervous system is a part of the peripheral nervous system that acts as an involuntary control system below the level of consciousness. If you are infected with this virus, it will affect the connections between the brain and spinal cord and organs and glands. The virus will also disrupt the normal regulation of heart rate, digestion, respiratory rate, salivation, perspiration, energy utilization, and body temperature. The autonomic nervous system can be split into three divisions: sympathetic, parasympathetic, and entire nervous systems. Another part of the brain this virus could affect is the somatic nervous system. The somatic nervous system is a part of the peripheral nervous system that handles voluntary control of body movements. It contains all the neurons connected with skeletal muscles and skin. The somatic nervous system also connects external sensory organs through the brain and muscles. If you notice an increase or decrease in heart rate, unusual salivation activity, excessive perspiration, or significant changes in body temperature, this could indicate that you have been exposed to this virus and should consult a health professional immediately. Now on to Michael with the simple reflex and parts of the neuron.
Thank you, Jamie. Now in the nervous system, there are many different nerve cells or neurons. Each neuron is composed of 9 different functional parts. Each part plays an important role in the transferring of the impulse throughout the neuron. The different parts are the dendrites, the cell body, the axon, the Schwann cell, the node of Ranvier, the neurolemma, the myelin, the axon terminal, and the end bulbs. The different functions of these parts are the dendrites carry the impulse to the cell body contain the nucleus, cytoplasm, and organelles. The axon carry the impulse away from the cell body. The Schwann cell wraps around the axon and forms myelin. The node of Ranvier are the gaps between the Schwann cells and increase the speed of the impulse transmission. The neurolemma is the cell membrane. The myelin is the annulation. The axon terminal are the branches transmitting impulse to the end bulbs, and the end bulbs pass on the impulse to the next neuron. Now this virus that is going around is creating a terrible disease that is destroying some of the key important parts to the transmission of this. The dendrites can no longer carry the impulse as well as they used to be able to. The axon cell process can now not carry it away from the cell body as effective as it used to be, and the end bulbs cannot pass on the impulse as it used to be able to do. While all this is going on, this virus is also destroying the body's ability to create a simple reflex motion. A simple reflex motion is composed of 4 major parts. The 4 parts are the sensory receptors detect the stimulus and carry the impulse to the central nervous system. The central nervous system then processes the sensory information. The axon of the motor neuron carries the impulse from the central nervous system to the effector, and the effector produces a desired reaction. This desired reaction cannot be cannot come about due to this virus. This virus is destroying the dendrite's ability to at first detect the receptor. Since the dendrite cannot accept the receptor, it cannot send an impulse to the central nervous system to have it sent out. Since the receptor cannot be sent out, the body cannot create a simple reflex, which means the motion cannot be completed. Without the motion to be completed, we cannot have the simple reflexes that a normal human can have. If you have any of these symptoms of not being able to complete any simple reflex or motion, you may want to consider seeing a medical professional. Anything from what we've talked about in this breaking news can be important and can